Alright guys, today I'm going to be talking about how to find bass over at Headwaters Lake. It's one of the questions I get asked most, and with more and more people coming down this winter to check out this body of water, I can't blame you. One thing you realize when you get out on this lake is everywhere looks fishy. And you get out there, you think you're going to tear them up, and a lot of people struggle at first. So what I suggest when you get out there is run your boat, get away from the main canal system, and find a spot that looks fishy. Now, to find a fish, before you start throwing a worm or you're doing a jig in a hydrilla or whatever, make sure you locate fish. And what we like to do, my friend Bruce Campbell swears by, is throwing a rattle trap. Your rattle traps put out a lot of vibration, a lot of noise, they cut through the water, and you're able to cover a lot of water with this. Also, you're going to find the areas you're going to start snagging hydrilla, or you can snag some weeds at times, so you get to know what kind of weeds are down there. You know, if it's too shallow, or if it, if it's good deep water. So it's a great bait to throw and find fish. Once you start locating fish with this, you start hooking up fish, then you can go switch over to your worms, switch over some of the other baits, and you should do real well. A bait that I like to throw and to locate fish is a 4-inch paddle tail swim bait. This is a DOA 4-inch paddle tail. All right, any of them. I like the little chartreuse tail this time of year. You know, through the end of March is a great choice. This thing puts out, it doesn't rattle, but the tail puts out a lot of vibration. I'm able to make a long cast with this and retrieve it. And the good thing about it, if it's a weedy area, I can pull this thing over the hydrilla or over the vegetation. So it's a great fish finding lure. So once I do start locating fish with this, I start hooking up, then I'll switch over. I'll start throwing worms. I might throw some other baits. Another thing you need to do is, in the middle of the day, don't be afraid to throw a topwater bait. And I suggest people throw something simple. A chug bug is a great bait. Unlike, let's say, a Czar Spook style, this has the popper up front, a lot of rattles, and you can walk it a little bit. This is a great search bait. And I find topwater actually be better in the middle of the day than early morning, because it's just too cold in the morning. Early day, later in the afternoon, don't be afraid to throw a topwater bait. If you're getting snagged up a lot, you can throw a frog or heavy vegetation. I like to throw a PT7, good bait. You can throw a frog, something like that. But those work really good. As far as worms, use June bug, there's motor oil, there's whatever your favorite choices are. You can go with the little sluggo style, a Cinco style, or I like a good, this is 9-inch or 10-inch worm. Sometimes throw some big worms for big bass. And don't be afraid to really go and explore and try areas. And if you try an area in the morning, you don't get anything, don't be afraid to get back there in the afternoon. Sometimes the bite will pick up. If it looks fishy, mark it, check it again in the afternoon. I've gone out there, my buddy Bruce, on our opening day when they opened it up to the power boats, when we caught 136. And the last time I went out with Bruce, I caught 1 bass. So, it's fishing, you never know. You think you're going to have a great day every day out there, especially when you see this body of water. And trust me, there can be fantastic days, but there's days where you can struggle too. So on those days you're struggling, like I say, rattle traps, or you can use spinner baits, chatter baits, something that's going to get a lot of vibration, something you can move through the water quickly, something that you have confidence in, and you'll find fish out in the Headwaters Lake. But that's my tip for this is early February. Going to be out here soon. As soon as this wind dies down, got to watch out for those floating islands, especially on a day like today. And we'll see you next time.